Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go with Yin Yoga. And today's water element winter yin yoga practice that physically will strengthen your low back. Sorry, I have my new dog with me and she licks a lot and she scratches a lot. Okay. So our word for January is going to be strength. The water element, when it's out of balance, gets fearful and anxious. And so the opposite of that could be courage. And I'm going to say for the month of January that it is strength. And specifically strength through rest. So winter is the most yin time of year. And when we don't rest in winter, we burn out and we get sick and we don't do well in spring. So it's really imperative that we go against everything that in the United States, at least, where it's, go harder, make all the resolutions, do come January 1st, right? I'm going to suggest maybe you don't. Maybe you do less. Maybe you rest more. I want to share this quote with you. Never stand up when you can sit down. Never sit down when you can lie down. And that is from Winston Churchill. So if you rest now, you can thrive in the spring and the summer. Okay, I'm going to suggest that you have a bolster or one block for this practice. I'm sitting on my block right now. And once you have that, go ahead and meet me in a comfortable seated position. Begin to notice your breath. Notice how it feels right now in this moment. Go ahead and take your hands to your heart and close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable for you to do so. Relax your forehead. Relax your jaw. Let your shoulders melt down your back. Notice the beating of your heart underneath your hands. And just continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Long, slow, deep breaths. Going inward, releasing whatever came before. And then slowly blink your eyes open. And I really hope that you're feeling a little bit calmer now, like you can focus on yourself, you can practice some self-care. If you haven't set an intention already, now is a great time to do so. And if you are sitting up on the block like I am, you can go ahead and come off of that. Take your legs straight out in front of you. And begin with a straight back. You can also be sitting up on that block. As a matter of fact, you can have a bolster underneath your knees, especially if they bend a lot, which is fine. If you're not familiar with yin yoga, we hold poses for between 3 and 5 minutes, sometimes longer. Today's practice, we're going to hold most of the poses for about 4 minutes. It's not about how you look. It's about how you feel and whether or not you are targeting the area that we are targeting, which at the moment is your whole posterior chain, the back of your legs, And you can begin to find your edge by walking your hands forward. And I suggest keeping a straight back to begin with, slightly tucking your chin. Finding your edge is really important in Yin Yoga. You don't want to go 100% to your edge. You certainly don't want to feel any pain, but you don't want it to be so easy that you don't feel a bit of challenge. Good. And maybe you walk forward a little bit, or maybe you stay where you are. Maybe that was your edge. And if it is comfortable and safe for you, you can allow your back to round. And bringing your chest a little closer to those legs. But keep in mind that it doesn't matter how deep you go into the pose, as Bernie Clark says. It's about how deep the pose goes into you. Last couple of breaths here. Go ahead and take the palms of your hands to your mat, slowly walking them back towards your hips, coming back up with a straight spine. Bend your legs and just scooch forward a little bit. Again, taking those legs straight out in front of you, slowly coming down onto your elbows and then onto your back. Hands can be either above your head, or they can come out from your body in a T. I'm going to reach behind me. This is pentacle pose. It's a rebound pose. It is a further chance to unwind and let go, and to sense where in your body energy might be moving now. We stay in rebound pose for roughly a minute. And slowly begin to bend your knees and take the soles of your feet to your mat. If you have the bolster or block, go ahead and grab it now. We're moving into legs up the wall. So if you're actually in a place where you can put your legs up to the wall, I actually suggest you do that. But you can do this also on a bed, as I'm going to show you. So I'm going to walk my feet a little closer to my hips and then press down into those feet to bring those hips up. take that block, place it under my sacrum, bring one knee in towards my chest, a little too close to my headboard, and then the other, and then legs go straight up. In fact, I don't have my block placed. There we go. That's much better. I want to tell you a little bit about legs up the wall. So for a few weeks there, I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. And while, you know, I struggle with sleep once in a while, most of the time I get pretty good sleep. And I was waking up at 1:30 in the morning. I was waking up at 2:30 in the morning. Hey baby, stop. I was really, really tired. And so I attended a master class, and it was all about, as she termed it, Ayurvedic hacks to make it through the holidays. And one of the things she suggested, and I don't know why I didn't personally think of this, maybe because I was so tired, was to do legs up the wall for 5 minutes every night before you go to sleep during the last 2 weeks of the world, during the year, when, you know, we're all so busy and we're so tired. And so I did it one night, and voila, I slept really well. Now, of course, I was exhausted. That's kind of my pattern when I am sleeping poorly. I may sleep poorly a few nights, and then I just crash and I'll sleep well. But I've been doing it since then, consistently. And it's really been helping. So this practice, I'm going to take my legs down for a moment. Another way to do this without a prop is just to take your hands into a diamond shape, like that. Thumbs come together and index fingers come together, and place that under your hips. And then that supports your hips, and the legs go up. So that's just another way to do it without a prop. I was actually finding the block to be a little annoying right now. So this practice is actually a wonderful practice right before bed. Hey, stop. Leave it. Oh, hey baby. What's up, baby? It's okay. It's okay. Last couple of breaths here. And then slowly bend one leg and then the other, taking them back towards your mat and coming back into pentacle pose for the rebound. And once again, bring your hands down by your hips, bend those knees, take your soles of your feet to your mat, scooch down again just a little bit. Inhale, bring one knee in towards your chest. Go ahead and grab wherever you can grab your foot, your calf, your thigh, grab a strap, and then bend the other leg in towards the chest and grab it in the same place. Knees are bent, feet are lightly flexed, happy baby. And as you relax into happy baby, you may want to ask yourself, how can I do less this coming year? What areas in my life can I do less? And if at any point in any yin yoga practice that you feel that you need a break, feel free, come out of the pose, take a pause, and then get right back into it. Our aim is to stay in the pose for however long we are staying in it, but that doesn't mean that you just gut it out. Sometimes taking that pause allows you to come back in, maybe go a little further towards your edge, and just hold a little longer. Then one last little tip is to allow your muscles to relax. We're not targeting muscles in yin yoga. We are targeting all the things that support your bones and your muscles, your fascia, your connective tissue. And when we strengthen these things, we actually tend to be more flexible. So this is a case where strength actually increases flexibility. And last couple of breaths here. Release one foot back to the mat, and then the other. And take your feet a little wider than hip width apart and allow the knees to fall together. Taking our rebound in constructive rest pose. As we hold our poses longer in yin yoga, our bodily fluids like blood and lymph can stagnate a little bit, and you might feel a little fragile after a yin yoga practice. It should be a temporary feeling. Taking that pause, that rebound, allows all of that stagnation to begin to move and flow again. And go ahead and take the knees to point up towards the ceiling. Stretch one leg out. Allow the foot to fall open. And then the other leg. And allow that foot to fall open. Coming into your Shavasana. Whatever your Shavasana looks like. And just relax into your Shavasana. If you set an intention at the beginning of this practice, now is a great time to bring your attention back to that intention. So I offered a few. Strength. Rest now so you can thrive in the spring and the summer. It's really important to get that rest in winter. I can't emphasize that enough. It replenishes you. Going too hard in winter can really deplete you. And I also want to share, again, in the low back, also physically, we are strengthening our low back. And I also want to share the quote that I shared in the beginning of this practice from Winston Churchill. Never stand up when you can sit down. Never sit down when you can lay down. And just relax into your Shavasana until you hear me speak again. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. And if you are in bed, which I highly suggest for this practice, you can allow yourself to drift off to sleep. But if you do need to move into the rest of your day, allow your breath to deepen, bringing you back to this moment. Begin to take any small movements you need to go further into this moment right here, right now. Maybe rotating wrists and ankles and turning the head side to side or back and forth. Taking a really deep breath. Stretching the arms up overhead on the in-breath And then slowly and gently coming to lay on one side. Take a few breaths here. Slowly transitioning into an easy seated position. I'm going to end this practice with just a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Hopefully by now you feel calmer than you did when you first stepped onto your mat or into your bed. And you're ready to do just a little bit of breath work. If you're not familiar with alternate nostril breathing, I should have a video up here. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Go ahead and take your index finger and your middle finger, take it to your third eye, which is between your eyebrows. And you're going to start by inhaling through your left nostril, then closing the left nostril, closing the cartilage, exhaling through the right nostril, inhaling through the right nostril, close that nostril, and then exhale through your left nostril. And that is one round. So let's begin. Inhale through the left, close, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, close the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, close that nostril, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, exhale through the left, close the right nostril, inhale through the left, exhale through the right, close the left nostril, inhale through the right, exhale through the left, close the right nostril. Last round. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right, close the left, inhale through the right, keep it open, and exhale through your left nostril. Nadi Shodhana simply balances both hemispheres of your brain, the lunar and the solar, heating and cooling. It's a very calming breath work. Great to do when you're anxious, maybe fearful, as when your water element is imbalanced, you can become. Thank you so much for joining me today and putting up with Lily. This is Lily. Lily, you want to come over here? Normally she's in my lap. We've had her 10 days at this point in time. And she's doing really, really well. Hey, baby. Lily. Nope. Now she just wants to be a good model. You can barely see that she's a dog. She's doing really, really well. If you enjoyed this practice, please go ahead and click the like button. If you'd like to practice with me again, go ahead and click the bell and subscribe, or subscribe and click the bell. Right about now, before we get to that, if you haven't set any, not resolutions, but goals or thought about where you want to go in 2026, in last week's practice, which I will be, actually I won't be posting. Last week's practice, I had some journal prompts. So search for Waxing Moon Yin Yoga, and you will find that practice. And there's just 4 short questions that might help you envision where you want to go in 2026, maybe even come up with a word for 2026. Right about now, you'll see a short benefits of Bedtime Yin Yoga vlog. I've been sharing Yin Yoga in bed, which I love doing, by the way. I've been doing that for, over a year now because of my previous dog, who was very anxious when I wasn't around, but he was very good on the bed. It was his happy place. And now, it's actually Lily's happy place too. But, so I haven't had a whole lot. I need to clean out the room that I used to film practices in, and I just haven't had the chance for the last month. It's been a very busy time, as I'm sure you can relate to. I'm also going to link up a Yin Yoga in Bed playlist. There are actually 20 videos in that. I think it says 20 in that playlist. No, there's got to be more. I think I have this switched. I think the Yin Yoga in Bed playlist has 71 videos because, like I said, I've been doing that for like a year now. And then I'm also going to link up a Better Sleep Yin Yoga playlist that has 20 practices, including this practice. So Yin Yoga is really a great, great practice to do at night, especially if you've been having trouble calming your mind down and getting to sleep. And one last thing I'd like to add is that if you don't have half an hour, this practice is roughly half an hour. If you don't have that, I totally get it. Pick one of these poses. Caterpillar pose, legs up the wall, happy baby, and just do it for 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And I promise you, if you do that consistently, you're going to see a difference in yourself, and maybe you're going to get better sleep. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope your new year is starting off well, and that you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening.